like to call this meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. West Virginia Board of Education agenda regular meeting for March 11th, 2025. Do we have anybody to say the invocation?
Good evening, everyone. My invocation is from one of my favorite Mexican authors, Don Miguel Ruiz, from his book, The Four Agreements. I am awake. I see the sun. I am going to give my gratitude to the sun and to everything and everyone because I am still alive. One more day to be myself. Thank you.
And we have Cameron. Cameron is here. Oh, there you are. I'm looking for you back there. Miss Fullerton.
Hello, good evening. My name is Sylvia Fullerton. I am the proud principal of Cameron Elementary School. I have two students who will lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance today. Bianca Santos Martinez and Paola Guzman. Please come on up.
Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we do roll call, I would like to take a moment of silence for KG Chen, one of our dear students from West Covina High, who tragically passed away. Well, it's always a tragedy when any young person passes away, and so I think it's very fitting that at this time we take the time to just sit in a moment of silence in honor of his memory. Thank you.
Ms. Kelly, roll call.
Mr. Magallanes.
Here.
Ms. Cruz.
Here.
Dr. Lopez.
Present.
Mr. Flowers.
Here.
Mrs. Miranda Jimenez.
Here.
Mr. Martinez Cavazos.
Here.
Ms. Rodriguez.
Here.
Ms. Valenzuela.
Here.
Ms. Daisy. Here. Dr. Flores.
Present.
Moving on, there were no reports of actions taken in closed session, so we move on to presentation. Flores?
We have a few presentations and a few celebrations. There's so many things that are happening within our school district, and guess what? Others are taking notice. One of the most important reasons why we continue to be so successful as a school district is that it's not really just about our school district doing the business that we do every day to meet the needs of kids, but it's about the collaboration that we have between our families, our parents, our city and community. And one of those most important variables is actually parent engagement, parent involvement. I learned about a month and a half, I got a wonderful phone call. I was actually very pleasantly surprised. For those of you who are aware of an organization called the California Association of Bilingual Education, it is a very well-established organization that is supporting and promoting the education for all students with a special focus on English learners, bilingual students, and so and students of multiple languages. And the phone call that I got was that one of our own parents got the 2025 CABE Parent of the Year. And this is such a huge honor. And so I'm gonna go ahead and pass it over to Ms. Knudsen because I believe that at this time, actually, I was supposed to do that part, right? Okay, so my apologies to them, you're looking at me that look, but actually, I've been here in this district for 3 years now, and this is one of the parents that I first met. And I happened to first meet one of our sons who was at that time at West Cove. And as I got to meet the son, I got to meet the family, such a beautiful family. And then I got to learn more about this parent who happened to be in every committee that you can imagine, and always with such a positive attitude. And so I would like to acknowledge you, Miss Stella, and can you help me pronounce your name because I always get it wrong. You can see why, right? So, would you please do us the honor of coming up to the front? We have some flowers for you and a So, CABE, this organization that I'm talking about, and I'll be over there in a second, is going to be having its annual conference this month, in fact, in a week. And there will be a celebration for a few honorees, and one of those is Miss Stella. So, congratulations. And do we have anybody else? She's right here. Okay, so as you can see, we have two principals. We have a child at California and a child at West Coast. So thank you. And we look forward to Yes, please.
Yes, so much.
Podium's yours.
Yeah, this is very emotional moment. Well, first of all, I'm like truly and deeply honored to just be nominated because it showed me how much you see me and you hear me, and I never imagined I can do any of this work, because all I did, it's I don't know, just being there for my schools, just being there for my kids. And if I can be helpful, I'm more than thrilled to be helpful, always, and any place I can be helpful. And I'm honored to be here. It's an honor and pleasure, and it's so nice to meet all of you, because this is I don't know, this is so high and so big for me. And I met Dr. Flores the first year we came to the US, and Dr. Flores, my two principals, they were always nothing but nice and supportive and kind and always so thoughtful. And thank you so much. Thank you to my principals, Mrs. Jaramillo, Mrs. Daniels. Thank you, Dr. Flores. Thank you to all the board members. Thank you for your amazing team. Thank you for your amazing teams. Thank you for making us feel like home. And I'm really very, very honored, and I cannot just thank you enough, because it was only possible because of all these amazing people around us. Because all of you are so amazing. My PTAs, my schools, all your school staffs, and my family. And I think I don't say thank you enough to my husband, because he really worked, and he's still working so hard for us to be here, to move here, and to be happy. And thank you for my kids, for making me a better person, for making me be more patient, more wise sometimes. So thank you so much. I can just keep talking. I know, sorry. It's just very emotional, and this is such an honor. Thank you so much for coming.
anybody like to have a word?
Well, Stella, I know Stella personally, and she's part of Historic Society with us, you know, with Mario in the back. So, you know what, we just had our meeting on Friday, you didn't, you know, you just overlooked it. So now we have to celebrate you even more. So thank you, and you know, and she always comes to our meetings, she always bring in desserts, different kinds of desserts, so she's always the giver. So thank you, you know, you're more than, you know, you're so deserving of this award.
Thank you so much, Mr. Flowers. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Your words were beautiful. It really truly takes so many components, but involved parents are really the backbone. And to see the joy on your children's faces was so nice. And your husband too, you were very kind. So thank you. Looking forward to celebrating you next week, right? I think it is next week. So looking forward to be there to celebrate with you. Thank you for all you do. Thank you, husband. Thank you, kiddos, because y'all got to support mommy too. So again, thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Just piggyback off of that, my motto has always been it takes a village, and honoring you is so amazing because, as mentioned by my colleague, the families are the backbone to our learning community. So the support from your family, and you honor your principals, and we're honoring you in that. So thank you so much for all that you do, and it's such an honor to have you as part of our learning community here in West Covina. So thank you, Stella.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll piggyback off of all the comments. Congratulations and thank you. You're a role model to other little girls, to other parents. Thank you.
Thank you for being you. Thank you for being part of this wonderful community, and thank you for all the things that you do for, you know, not just your kids, but that flows over to other people's, the community's children. So you're making an impact on not just your kids and being a great example for them, but to other children and to even to other parents. So thank you so much for everything. This is an incredible award given to a very special person, and you are wholeheartedly deserving of it. And thank you for those beautiful words. That was just amazing. I wanted to cry. So, but thank you so much.
And I wanted to add that when CABE looks at parents, they're looking at parents who are not only contributing to their own schools and their own children, but also to the entire district. And so we see you so involved in almost everything. And thank you to your husband, because I know that him taking on a lot of the responsibilities at home allows you to do this. And so always coming to us with great ideas, because I know very well that you are a professional who came to us from a different country, but you have a long history of all kinds of achievements, and you bring that to the table. So our district is better because of people like you, and we're here to honor you today, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
So the next person that we would like to recognize, I don't know if you guys know, but we've got some athletes in our school district that are just simply amazing. And so at this time, I would like to ask Dr. Park to please come to the podium to talk to us a little bit about our CIF Southern Section Wrestling Champion.
Good evening, President Magallanes, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Flores, Executive Cabinet, and distinguished guests. It is my privilege to recognize one of our outstanding student athletes, Julie Simarusti. West Covina High School has a powerhouse girls wrestling program, and Julie is our best example. Julie dominated league competition, earned second place at the CIF Individual Championships, and captured the CIF Southern Section Masters Championship in the 140-pound class, out-wrestling and out-pinning competitors from over 500 schools. At the CIF State Championship, which brought together the best wrestlers from over 1,600 schools, Julie displayed extraordinary perseverance. She rallied through a three-match winning streak to finish 12th in the state of California. Julie always shows remarkable sportsmanship. After a physically grueling match, even in victory, Julie always reaches out a hand to her opponent to help them up and congratulate them on their efforts. She's so gracious, and as a sophomore, Julie's potential is boundless, and we are excited. We're so excited to see how far we will go. I also want to extend our sincere gratitude to our head coach, Sean Rosenthal. I also see Coach Mike Morales here. For your leadership and Julie, we're so proud of you, and we honor you tonight. I also want to give you this opportunity. Are there members in the audience who you would like to introduce? Please do.
Hello, I'm Julie Samusi, and today I brought my grandma, my best friend Audrey, my mom's best friend Susie, my mom and my dad, and my coaches are here, Coach Mike and Coach Sean. And I wanted to thank my coaches for making everything just so much better at practice. It made me so much of a better wrestler, and even at my breaking points, they would push me harder and move me up and uplift me. It made me a better person, and I just really want to thank them. And just making it so easy for me to trust them. They're really great coaches. I want to thank my mom and my dad because they brought me to so many practices, and my dad and my brother introduced me to wrestling, and I really love them and brought me here today, so I want to thank them. And thank you guys for recognizing me today and taking the time. Thank you.
We have a certificate for Julie. Can we also have your family and your coaches up here? And can you believe she's only a sophomore? So can't wait to follow your athletic career for the next 2 years. You're really dynamic, and you're going to continue with that. So congratulations to you, and thank you to all those people who surround you with support and love and care. So moving along, tonight we have the dynamic principal from Cameron Elementary School, who is going to be sharing about many of the most wonderful things going on at Cameron. Ms. Sylvia Fullerton.
Those are hard acts to follow. We're gonna give you a glimpse of life at Cameron. So, good evening, President Magallanes, Board of Trustees, Superintendent Dr. Flores, members of Cabinet and community. I'm pleased to be here tonight to highlight Cameron Elementary School. At Cameron, we recognize that high-quality first instruction is essential to student success. We are committed to protecting Tier 1 instructional time, ensuring that all students receive rigorous grade-level instruction aligned with essential standards. Our teachers collaborate in PLCs to improve instruction and track student progress. Monday through Thursday, students have WIN time, which stands for What I Need, where they receive targeted support in skill-based groups. Teachers adjust instruction based on the data to help every student succeed. Our staff is dedicated to supporting the mental wellness and well-being of our students. To ensure they have the resources they need, we provide a variety of supports, including a dedicated wellness room, social skills groups, in-class social-emotional learning lessons, and a counseling program. These initiatives create a safe and supportive environment where students can develop the skills necessary for emotional resilience and academic success. Our students have the valuable opportunity to participate in the district's VAPA program, enriching their education through the arts. We sincerely appreciate the board and our superintendent for their support in making this program possible and for creating meaningful opportunities for our students. During lunchtime, our 1st through 5th grade students have the exciting opportunity to participate in our noon sports program. Guided by a skilled coach, they develop fundamental skills in flag football, soccer, and basketball, while also learning the values of sportsmanship and teamwork. This program fosters both physical activity and character development, enriching our students' overall school experience. To enhance this experience even more, we host a variety of events such as Twin Day, Grandparents' Day, which was a hit, by the way, Superhero Day, and others, which bring joy and excitement to the campus. At Cameron School, our students have the opportunity to participate in a variety of after-school activities. Our goal is to offer something for everyone, allowing each child to explore different clubs, discover their interests, and develop their strengths. With the support of the district, we opened our preschool program in January. Through collaborative efforts, we provide essential support to our families and ensure that our youngest learners are on a strong path to success. Cameron School is proud to be a recipient of the Community Schools Grant, which has provided a valuable opportunity to strengthen the homeschool connection. Our school community liaison, Mrs. Delfina Rocha, has played a key role in this effort by hosting parent meetings, researching community resources for our families, supporting staff, and forming strong community partnerships. And as we know, a strong structure begins with a solid foundation. And at Cameron, that foundation is our dedicated school staff. I have one of our staff members here tonight, Mrs. Delfina Rocha, our school community liaison. Delfina, would you please come and join me? In January 2024, Delfina joined Cameron as an instructional assistant in one of our mild, moderate special education classes. She now serves as our community liaison. Delfina is compassionate, driven, and deeply committed to supporting our families. Her dedication makes a meaningful impact on our school community, and we are so fortunate to have her in this role.
That's right. This is San Miguel. We see you.
Now comes the most exciting part of this meeting. Okay, Dr. Passalacqua is here to do the second interim report.
Thank you, Dr. Flores. I'm pinch hitting for Mr. Ziegenhagen tonight. His father's in the hospital, so he's with him. Nothing like a budget presentation to clear the room, though. You saw them all walk out as soon as the slides went up. So, as always, we're very excited to share our second interim report with the board tonight. Mrs. Ziegenhagen, Mr. Wilds, our entire fiscal services staff have worked hard all month long of February up until today, providing the second interim report. We follow the same budget cycle every year that you can see on the slides. We adopt our budget in June before the governor signs the budget almost every year. And then we bring that budget back in December and we provide you an update through Halloween or October 31st. And then following that, every year in January, the governor presents the budget for the next school year, and we use that information in the budget update we're providing you tonight, which is our second interim budget update. Following that, the governor will revise that budget in May. We'll use that information, and we'll bring the budget back to you to approve for the next school year. As always, we have had a positive budget here for many years. The entire 7 years I've been here, we've had a positive budget, which means that not only can we meet all of our fiscal obligations for the current year, but also the 2 following years. Here you can see our original adopted budget compared to the first interim we presented in December and the second interim. There is not a lot of significant changes from our first interim. The main change that you'll notice there is that at the last meeting, we settled with both associations for raises. What I'm very pleased to share is that the day after February 11th, our staff hustled and they got everybody their bonus checks within like 16 days, which is a new record because not only do we have to get the work, they have to work with LACO to process all the checks. So I've never heard of a district paying staff so quickly with a one-time bonus as we did last month. And then here is our multi-year projection. As we've shared many times, we've received a lot of one-time dollars. That's why we settled for one-time bonuses this year and next year, because those are dollars that will not be continuing to come to the district. So we expected to spend down our reserves because those were one-time dollars that we spent on one-time expenses. You'll notice some of those dollars fall off in the 26-27 year, and we still end with a very healthy estimated balance of $25 million in year 3 of the budget. And then here, we as a district, the law requires usually that you must commit funds whenever there's a special requirement at the state level. This year, technically, it's not required, but it has been district practice that we always commit our funds for things that are set aside, like you see on the list, for our solar project that we're paying off over 20 years, to our technology reserve, money set aside for decline enrollment. We're still declining about 100 students a year. Future textbook adoptions when we need vehicle replacements, and any COLA reductions we've seen the state do in the past. So with that, our recommendation is that the board approves tonight's second interim report with a positive certification. I'm happy to take any questions that the board may have at this time.
Any questions?
I don't have any questions, just comment. Thank you very much. I know that these reports are a lot of work, and it's good to see that we're very healthy. And you're right, the whole time you've been here, the whole time I've been here, I was gonna ask Mr. Seaman, the whole time you've been here, we've been positive, right?
Oh, yeah.
See, so we are very sound. So thank you very much. This looks very good.
You're welcome.
Just one question. About the buses, are we looking to get more electric buses, or we gonna still do gas?
So we've analyzed that a lot, and it hasn't worked out for us yet. There's a lot of flaws with the electric buses currently, especially for schools. They're limited in how far they can go, and they can't do a lot of hills for field trips. For like Merced goes to the camp up in the mountains, there's a lot of limitations on them, and they cost double what a regular bus costs right now. So right now, we're not investing in electric buses. We don't always want to be first with that new technology or last. We want to be somewhere in between. All of my colleagues that have them, none of them are happy with them. They have a lot of issues.
Thank you for all of this, Dr. Pasalacqua. I did have, just if you could repeat, what was our declining enrollment you said?
It's been approximately 100 students the last couple of years.
Thank you. And then, do you know why our funds are different from the first interim and second interim? Not that you would have the lottery funds in hand, but like, what would be a
Oh,
cause
that
for
would be
difference?
because we would spend those funds since October 31st to January 31st.
Oh, so it's not something that's coming from interim to interim? This is the difference between the spending?
Yes, because this is an updated budget, so some of these we spend down as we go throughout the year. You'll notice next year, at the end of the year, we'll have another solar payment, so that will be reduced. And you see the PARS retirement incentive will fall off altogether next year.
Gotcha, okay, thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. No questions.
You're welcome.
Thank you again for all your hard work and your team. You always do such a wonderful job. I do have one. I've been talking to a couple principals lately, and I will say there was actually singing in the hallways when those checks came around.
Oh,
so,
good. That is good to know.
Great job with that. You've made a lot of people very happy. So
They
thank you
really
for that.
hustled. That's
Yeah,
really
it
Mr.
sure
Wiles
did. It
and
sure
our
did.
payroll staff.
But thank you so much. Thank you for presentation and thank you. Okay, moving on to the hearing session, board president report. So I was finally able to get out and make my appearance here and there. I was actually at the PTA Honorary Service Awards luncheon or dinner, actually. That was at Mountain Meadows in Pomona. That was a wonderful event. There was just a celebration. The venue itself was beautiful, and the way they decorated, but just to see everybody there, all the schools there, all the principals, they were just honoring one another, well-deserved honors, and just to be there it was just a great event altogether. I did attend the speech and debate competition, which was fantastic, but so nerve-wracking. Just to see, it's another great, fantastic event, but to see these kids up there and get the award, and then just kind of, they all get up there at 8, and then 6, and then 3, and then there's just the last couple kids up there, who's gonna get the title? And I'm sitting there like, oh my God, who's gonna do it? Like, I don't know how many times I did, but every single time I just wanted to cry. And these kids were so gracious and so happy for one another. That program, I can't say enough great things about that program. It's so wonderful. Another couple thing I did was I got a sneak peek over at West Covina High School's entrepreneur business program? Business and marketing. Yeah, oh my God. They have a brand new room that's like a conference room over there that would put to shame probably any conference room you guys got here. So it is beautiful, wonderful job. I know they're excited to, Dr. Park is ready to use that business for a business room with the conferences. So that's exciting. But other than that, that's gonna do my report. I will also say March is Women's History Month, so thank you for all the women here. We are making history, whether you like it or not, and everybody that came before you. So thank you for everything.
Thank you. Okay, West Covina and Dr. Park is still in the room, so I want to thank West Covina High School for providing the junior ROTC for Congressman Gil Cisneros' swearing in. It is always just such a moment of pride when our junior ROTC walks into the room, walks in formation, and commands the room. So I wanted to say thank you. I really appreciate that our district continues to be partners with the community, and we look great. So thanks. I agree with Mr. Magallanes' speech and debate was so much fun. And the fact that they take the tone that it's a boxing match with the belt and the announcements, and it really was a lot of fun, a lot of energy. And yes, the students are gracious. They were so good with one another. So I'm so glad I was able to attend this year. So again, thank you for bringing it to the district, Dr. Flores. With LACSTA, I was very happy. Dr. Lopez and I are both sitting on a committee together, which is the Candidate Review Committee. So we're colleagues on that. So we're going to help LACSTA figure out they're gonna recommend who will be up for executive positions with Lockstep. So that was very good. I'd never done much with Lockstep other than twice maybe attended an event. So that was very informative, reading the bylaws and critiquing. Okay, and then the last update I have is with CSBA. I'm also on their governance review committee. We did have one meeting. Those meetings are governed by Brown Act, so I can't talk about them other than we are still moving forward, and we're supposed to be able to have some resolutions that I can share with in December. And then the candidate review committee as well. We did meet once, and then we're not going to meet again for another 2 months. So that did happen. Okay, the next thing, colleagues, this is for you. Take one and pass it down. This week's, I'm going to tie in the buses. This week, it is Legislative Action Week with CSBA, and we were talking about the budget and buses. So as you saw in Dr. Pasalaco's presentation, the May revise takes place in May. So Legislative Action Week takes place now in March to try to influence and give information to our legislators so that they can vote favorably in terms of education. So what I've passed out, audience, to my colleagues is what CSBA has deemed the priorities this year to legislate. So today, this afternoon, literally right before from 4:15 to 5, we were meeting with Assembly Member Blanca Rubio's office, and the things that we're discussing statewide are the budget priorities and protecting Prop 98, because the governor currently is proposing to maneuver 1.6 billion, and they're saying no, that would not help us. Fully funding the COLA, and right now the number that's being thrown around is 2.43%. That's what the Assembly member told us, so that may change, but that's what's being thrown around. And then protect our local education, our LEA solvency with Bill 8218. So those were the big keys on budget. And then we're looking at legislative priorities, the educational workforce housing legislative package. So there's 2 bills that we're currently advocating for there. So that's on page 3. And we want to make sure we cut out the red tape. Our district chose to sell our properties, so we didn't develop any, but there are other districts that do choose to create educational workforce housing, and so they need it to be a much easier, more seamless process. And then school buses. CSBA has been talking about school buses. We talked about it in delegate assembly, and it is not a popular item. Exactly the things that I didn't realize that for our very rural communities, they are incredibly limited. Their radiuses, kids have been stranded, kids can't get back up a hill. Like, think about Big Bear and having to take an electric bus back. There's no way they would make it back. So the joke that the school board members said, yeah, we can get the kids down the hill, but we just can't bring them home. So we're asking the legislature to give 10 more years, extend the mandate for another 10 years, to give districts the flexibility and the time and allow the technology to keep up. We also are looking at AB 1224, having substitute teachers be able to do 60 days and not be limited, so that way we have more flexibility in our classrooms. We don't change with students as frequently. And then we're asking for a no vote on Senate Bill 494, which has to do with classified. So these are the things that we're advocating. Tomorrow we have our meeting with Senator Rubio, and then 4 of us are going to be going to coast, so some of these issues, not all of them, but some of them, will be advocating at the federal level. So take a look, and if you have any questions, Austin would be, I can answer, or Austin would. I'm sorry? Oh, yes, coast to coast. Okay, luckily I have a very good relationship with Gil Cisneros' office. Thank you, Dr. Flores. You did send a note on behalf of CSBA saying that we may potentially be limited. We will not be limited. I went ahead and asked Congressman Cisneros' office if they can find a bigger room for us in case our numbers are larger than the capacity that they have. They can do that. They can reserve another room in the Capitol. They said they would. CSBA still doesn't have final numbers yet. People are still registering for coast to coast,
So for the 4 of us, it will not be a problem, we can all attend the meeting. So I just wanted to share that, I went ahead and made arrangements so that we can all be there.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you,
Thank you.
I forgot about that, okay, that's it.
Yes, mine will be short. Just 2 things. The speech and debate. Miss Shirley, you would be proud, even though you're away from Orangewood, to see her she represented well for Orangewood. I think she was the only main winner there that they got the belt. So, you know, kudos to the speech and debate. Thank you, Dr. Flores, for speech. It was just amazing. Like I said, like colleagues say, the students were so happy with each other. They shake hands with each other. It was an amazing thing. And, you know, the granddaughter, she loves it, so that's a whole other thing, you know. And also, like the colleague said, when the Cisneros thing, the board was there representing, all of us was there, to, you know, the colored guards, you know, the ROTC, you know, see the chief of police, everyone was there representing the district of West Covina. The school district was there representing our district in such a swearing in of our new congressman, so hope he remembers us. We come asking for money or something, so that's it from me.
Thank you, Dr. Lovell.
I just wanted to extend an invitation to our school board here. LAX is hosting a meeting, our general meeting from 6 to 7 this coming Monday. We do have 2 presenters, Presenter Kevin Gordon from Capital Advisors. He'll be presenting on school budgets. And then our second presenter is Dr. Gibbs from LACO. She's a lobbyist that will present educational policies and how we can support and advocate for our district and our students. So I did share the link in the invitation to
Where's
your
it?
emails.
Where's it gonna be held at?
It's going to be on Zoom, so I shared the links
Okay.
on your emails this evening. So
Okay.
hopefully, and thank you for bringing up the committees that are on. That completes me.
Thank you. Now we'll move on to Board of Education report. Dr. Flores? Okay, moving on to student representative. Mr. Martinez Cavazos from West Covina High School, please.
Hello. Good evening, President Magallanes, Board of Education, Dr. Flores, Cabinet, and guests. West Covina has recently finished our winter rally on February 28th. It was Harry Potter themed and the campus enjoyed it with all the performances and activities we had throughout the week with spirit days and games. Last week, our juniors and seniors observed a mock DUI accident on Cameron Avenue to provide a message about the dangers of DUIs through the every 15-minute presentation. This week, West Covina is busy with our March Madness basketball tournament hosted by our Athletic Leadership Council starting yesterday and continuing into next week. We also have our open house, the 1609 Showcase, from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. this Thursday. It is a free rain or shine event open to the public, specifically reaching out to incoming freshmen so that they can see what we have to offer by getting free shirts and enjoying all the clubs hoping to win the club competition. People can enjoy the food trucks, face paint, as well as dunking staff members into a dunk tank. And at 7:30, we are opening up the gym so that people can enjoy performances from our dance department, choir, jazz band, and color guard. In terms of Bulldog athletics, sophomore Julie Cimarusti battled through the toughest competition in the state and secured a top 12 finish in girls wrestling. And with that, this concludes my report. I would like to thank you for your time and attention. Have a great rest of your night.
Moving on, Ms. Rodriguez from Mecca, please.
Good evening, President Magallanes, Board of Education, Dr. Flores, Cabinet, and guests. I'm happy to be here once again as a representative from Mount Sac Early College Academy. First, I'd like to inform everyone that our academics decathlon team has won an award from Los Angeles County Office of Education for the 3rd year in a row. Congratulations to them, and to continue celebrating, our speech and debate participant, Tara Poinchad, has won 1st place at the Rotary Club speech contest, and we are very proud of her. To recap on events, last Friday we had our 2nd annual Wellness Festival promoting mental health awareness and offering resources to our community. We also sent our freshmen to visit Cal Poly Pomona campus on a field trip as one of the 8 college field trips they will take during their high school career. Coming up, we have our first ever Sadie Hawkins dance on March 21st, which will be our last dance before prom. We also have volleyball games coming up, including one this Friday. Lastly, looking forward to April, we'll have our final house competition to compete with our school's houses before announcing a winner for the semester. Thank you for your time, and this concludes my report.
Ms. Valenzuela from Coronado, please.
Good evening, President Magallanes, Board of Education, Dr. Flores, Cabinet, and guests. Last week, students from Coronado attended Mount SAC Annual Preview Day, which included attending workshops and a resource fair, hearing a variety of speakers, and taking a tour of the school. It was a great way to learn about what Mount SAC has to offer. Yesterday, Coronado students participated in the annual Mental Health Summit at West Covina High School. We look forward to this annual event that supports our students, leaders, so we could bring back strategies, ideas, and activities to provide mental health support for our school peers. Coronado students continue to partner with the Los Angeles Regional Food Bank and have been asked to participate in the Student Volunteer Ambassador Program, which provides training in volunteering leadership. Student ambassadors will assist with supporting and training other volunteers and gain valuable work experience. This month, we will begin at the Mount SAC Connect for Progress, where representatives come every Wednesday to assist our seniors with the Mount SAC application. Finally, we are about to begin our last sports season of our Cougar volleyball team has our first game of the year on this Thursday. We especially look forward to our crosstown rivalry versus Mecca. This concludes my board report. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Bates from Edgewood High School.
Good evening, President Magallanes, Dr. Flores, members of the board, and guests. In honor of Black History Month at Edgewood, our Black Student Union, or BSU Club, collaborated with our NEHS National English Honor Society Club to bring an African American read-in on our Edgewood stage February 20th during lunch, where they read literature and poetry from African American authors in order to celebrate Black History Month. We also held our open house for middle and high school students and parents to showcase their learning on March 5th. March 8th, we held our annual beach cleanup by Green Club, where we cleaned pollution from the Santa Monica Pier. Edgewood High School students are challenging themselves more than ever with our A through G courses after the registration window closes. Our new healthcare pathway is generating a huge buzz around campus. The excitement shows how eager our students want to explore careers in the medical field. This past week, we held our IB mock exams in order to give all students enrolled in the IB class an idea of what IB exams will look like and prepare them for the exams in May. We're also thrilled to share the exciting growth of our IB programs. Next year, we'll have 46 sophomores transitioning into the career-related program for their junior year and 29 sophomores entering the diploma program. This expansion brings our total number of juniors and seniors in the IB programs to 126 for the upcoming school year, the biggest IB programs class in Edgewood history. Our IB programs are preparing us for great things, such as our very own senior Ruby Torres getting accepted into the prestigious Harvard University, and Jacob Nielsen being awarded the $1,500 PTSA scholarship. We also have senior Sahil Raj participating in a Kaiser Permanente paid internship. Later this month, March 21st and March 22nd, our Edgewood Drama Club will be presenting our musical based on the hit 2000s film Mean Girls Jr., a totally fetch production featuring our talented Edgewood actors and singers. March 27th through the 29th, our Edgewood Subterranean Club will be hosting a tribute concert honoring the musical works of Johnny Cash, where Cash's songs will be covered by students and staff at Edgewood. This concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Superintendent Cabinet reports.
I'll go ahead and turn it over to Dr. Pasalapo.
Thank you. I have two reports tonight. The first one, Mr. Ziganon's not here to hear it, but once again, we have a wonderful audit that's being presented to the board today for approval. And not everybody understands that our district audit is not just a fiscal services function. The audit covers the entire district and is a partnership and collaboration among all the Ed Services directors, site staff that have to dig through all these files to find all this stuff. In the audience, we have Miss Gemma Tashinsky, our auditor there in the back. I want to recognize as well. Combined between her staff and our district staff among all the schools in the department, it's hundreds and hundreds of hours each year. And the audit's intended to ensure to the community and the board that we have proper protocols and procedures in place to make sure, I always tell people it's easy to spend money, it's hard to spend it well, to make sure that we are spending the public dollars well. And so we had a few minor audit findings that I shared with the board in the update, but none of them were significant, and all of our staff have corrected those. But that is normal because we're dealing with over 30,000 accounts, and we're always looking for ways to get better and improve. So I just want to thank Mr. Ziganhan, Mr. Wilds, Mrs. Tashinsky, and our whole district team for all their hard work. The second update I have tonight is sort of sad news. One of our directors, Miss Karina Lola, is accepting a position tonight in a neighboring school district. And she's been with us for 10 years, and she's done some pretty amazing things for the district in the last 10 years. I think all of you have had the chance to try the semi-scratch cooking that we've implemented the last couple of years. Our nutrition services budget, the number of kids we've fed, has almost doubled since she's been here over those 10 years with free meals for all students. And so she'll be greatly missed. We're excited for her. She has a new opportunity in a new district. But I just want to thank her for her, all of her service to the district the last 10 years, and her last day will be at the end of the month.
Thank you. Ms. Knudsen? Well, I just want to say I appreciate all the kind words about the speech and debate competition. But of course, that big event takes a lot of people behind the scenes to make that happen. I want to thank Dr. Edlund, who's in the audience, who oversees the speech and debate program. It's truly a team effort, from our tech department to M&O to nutrition services, all of our principals that attend and come out on a Saturday to support everyone. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I want to say thank you to the board for providing the funds and making it a priority, because I think you can attest that as Merced Elementary took first place for elementary, and Edgewood Middle School took first place for middle school, while they were the champions, every child there was really truly a champion. So thank you.
Thank you. And for me, I just, each month there's just so much activity and so many wonderful things going on. We try to capture all those moments in our newsletter, but there's just more than we could actually put in a newsletter. Just incredibly proud of the team that shows up every day to really provide the best that we can for our students. And what Ms. Knudsen just said is so true. Everybody just rolls up their sleeves and puts in the work that needs, whatever it takes to ensure that the work that we do benefits our students. And I believe that a lot of that, is trickled down. It trickles down to our staff, and ultimately to our students who benefit from all of these different experiences. For our school district, I think we share the vision that we know that we have an outstanding staff that shows up each day to provide the very best. We want beyond the fundamentals. We want strong academics, and beyond that, we want our students to feel that this is a very special place, that their schools are places where they're loved, they're cared for, and where they will find many opportunities to find that one thing that resonates with them. They might be able to find an interest that maybe perhaps they didn't know about. And so we work really hard to create programs such as the new Business Academy that you mentioned, Mr. Magallanes. So thank you to the Board of Trustees for making that happen. I also want to recognize you. I know you didn't say it in your report, but I have to share, Mr. Magallanes has made it a priority to make sure that he gets out to every single site. And we had the pleasure of visiting about half of our schools thus far. And it's been really a nice experience to get out there and have just a very informal and relaxed conversation with each of our school principals. And we look forward to later on going and looking at specific programs. So thank you, Ms. Magallanes, for your leadership and for your interest, your genuine interest in our schools. Thank you. That is my report.
I was going to say that, so we're actually done visiting on the school, but that's right. No, okay, so at this moment, I'd like to extend an opportunity to dismiss our student representatives. They'd like to excuse themselves from the rest of the meeting.
And thank you.
Thank you, students. Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
He's at a board meeting on his birthday. Wow.
That was last week.
Oh, last week, okay.
Her mom shared her birthday with me.
Okay, moving on. Items from the floor, public comments. Dr. Lucas, would you mind reading?
Item from the floor.
floor public comment. Please submit a request to address the board forum prior to the meeting. Not more than 3 minutes are to be allotted for any one speaker, nor than 20 minutes on the same subject. This portion of the agenda is for presentations to the board and not question-answer period where the board enters into dialogue. If you have questions for the board, please provide the board president with a copy. An administrator will provide answers at a later date. Public comments beyond 30 minutes will be at the discretion of the board president. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Doug.
Cassandra Aguilar. Hello members of the board and to all the audience, good afternoon. My name is Cassandra Aguilar. I'm a student at West Covina High School, and I'm here today because last week at our school, as I mentioned, we had our 15 minutes program. Personally, I thought it was really successful, and I was really glad to have it happen at our school. I thought it opened a really good dialogue amongst a lot of my friends. We were able to talk about just how important safe driving is, and I really appreciate the fact that our school is willing to open dialogues that can seem serious and daunting and scary. With that said, during the presentation, there was something that came to my mind that's a little unrelated, but I found a correlation. So the presentation, our 15 minutes program, had 2 sections. The first portion of it saw an actual class be demonstrated on camera, and the second portion was an actual presentation where they had speakers and we went over the dangers of drunk driving. And during this, I saw there was a casket on the floor. And I could only think about how last week we had KG died. And so I'm a student journalist, and I ended up covering his death. So KG died on the 18th of February from complications from cancer. He had been in ROTC, and he also really wanted to go into golf. I spoke with his godmother, and then so that's how I was able to learn about him more personally. But he did not get the opportunity to do those things. So, and from this point on, I want to be clear that I'm not sure exactly what happened to certain things or the structure we were supposed to go. However, it is my understanding that the death notification should have taken place a few days after the student's death, and then it should have been announced to students. However, from my understanding, it took a while to be able to tell the teachers, and then the teachers were asked to not inform the students of his passing, and then from that point, it was announced to the students or his classmates on a rally day, a day where there's a lot of excitement, students are busy, but not really paying attention. So it stuck out to me because I was looking at that casket. I was just wondering why would the directive that was given be to not speak about it? Because I understand this is the first time we had a death. A few years ago we had Samantha Vaughn pass away. She was a junior and she died from suicide. And it was my understanding that the similar directive, which was to not speak about it, was given due to suicide contagion, the concern of that, which I understand, but that wasn't a present factor in KG's case. He died from complications of cancer. So I was just wondering where the directive to not speak about it came from, and from there why, because I won't pretend to understand how policies work or the way things go. I'm sure it's very delicate, especially in the case of death, but I want to understand, because just from my perspective as a student, when I saw the casket sitting there, and all I could think about was, why is there a literal casket in the auditorium and we're not speaking about it? It just made me very curious. So I understand there's no questions, but I will be sending an email and a detailed response. Thank you.
Good evening, President Maggie Yanis, members of the board, Dr. Flores, cabinet, and guests. My name is Janet Anderson, and I am Chapter 91 CSCA's president. I have wonderful things to share. I'm so excited, even though I'm really tired because I've been up since 5:30 this morning. Today was the first day of the Para-Educators Conference at the Ontario Convention Center, where I joined 15 of my members for the first day of the 3-day conference. And they had wonderful classes that we started to partake in today, such as enhancing autism support, growth mindset, maintaining mental wellness. There was classes also that had to do with the principles of universal design for learning. They had overcoming burnout. They had para-educators as inclusion partners. There was a class on how to make fidget spinners, so that sounded exciting. Empowering neurodiverse learners with evidence-based supports. They had yoga and mindfulness in the classroom. collaborative communication, empowering learners through assistive technology in today's classroom. So those are just a few of the classes that our members got to take, and everybody was very excited to be there. So thank you again. I will have a full report next month once the conference concludes. I also wanted to share that our Have Heart Month grew exponentially, and we actually doubled last year's total of $966 this year to $1,932. So thank you everybody for your support and your donations. It greatly is appreciated, and those will go and help classified in need, especially those that were affected by the wildfires and or maybe suffering from other tragic events in their lives. So we thank you for all of the donations that were received. That's my report. Thank you.
Okay, moving on to organizational portion, agenda and consent items. Will anybody move this?
I'll move it. I'll second.
Cruz, second by Lopez. To approve the agenda and consent items for the regular meeting of March 11th, 2025. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? 0. Item passes 5-0 vote. Okay. To item 9F. California School Boards Association Delegate Assembly Ballot.
I'd like to move it as presented. I'll second.
Moved by Ms. Jimenez, second by Dr. Lopez. This is to vote on the one candidate to serve on the CSBA Delegate Assembly for Subregion 23-C. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Nope. Item passes 5-0. Moving on.
Well, that was fast.
Okay, information session, Board of Education discussion. Is there anything the board would like to bring up for discussion at this point? Nothing. Okay, so dates to remember, there are plenty of dates here to read out. So please refer to the agenda. We're moving on to adjournment. There being no further business to come before the board, the regular meeting of March 11, 2025 is adjourned at 7:04 p.m. Thank you, everyone.